Okay, let's make some lemon dill compound butter. As you know, a compound butter is a butter that just has other ingredients added to it for seasoning or for flavoring. Probably more of a flavoring, since you're actually altering the flavor and creating some big other bold flavors going in. So for this recipe, I got it scaled down about as much as you can scale down. This is 4 ounces of unsalted butter that sat out for a little while at room temperature and started to get soft. The more butter you have, the easier it is. It's also a lot easier if you do it in a KitchenAid mixer, or if you have one of those little hand cake mixers, the handheld mixers. It's a lot easier to do, but if you don't have one, you can do this as well. So we're going to add a half a teaspoon of dried dill. When you, if you've never know what it is before, if you've never used it before, smell it. Smells like a pickle, huh? I also like to put a little bit of salt. It's not in the recipe, but we're using unsalted butter, so just a tiny bit. What we're going to use it on in this recipe, it's already going to have some salt on the outside of it. We're going to put it on some pan-broiled salmon. So, lemon zest. You want to use zest from about maybe 1/4 to the half of the lemon. This is called a microplane. This one happens to be a fancy one. It's got a fine grade on one side, a little bit coarser grade on the other side. You're going to use this one more than any of them that you use. It's really interesting. I don't know if you know the story behind a microplane, but it was actually developed for woodworking, and it didn't work very well. So somebody used it to start grading skin off of citrus and grating cheese and things like that, and it wound up being good. Now it's almost a standard in every cook's tool chest. So it's very easy. For the lemon, we only want the yellow part of the lemon. To be honest with you, there's more flavor in just the yellow part, that's called the zest, than there is in the whole rest of the lemon. Much more than what the juice has. Okay. Basically, to microplane, we're just going to try, just like, think of it as if you was using sandpaper and sanding it. You don't need a lot. It's going to be about, I think there's about 1/3. Okay. Tap it because a lot of it sticks on. Okay. You can see on the lemon, the white part right there. Pick up a little piece of that lemon zest and put it in your mouth and taste it. Okay. And then scrape a little piece of that white off with your finger and taste it. This is going to be very bitter, very, very bitter. It's a good way to demonstrate what bitter means. The lemon juice, on the other hand, when you taste lemon juice, they use that bitter term, but they're using it properly because lemon juice isn't bitter, it's acidic. So it's very acidic, it's tangy. Okay, it really brightens things up a lot. Lemons grow great down here in South Louisiana. We grow one mainly called a Meyer lemon. A Meyer lemon is a hybrid between a lemon and an orange. This is a standard lemon. The name I can't remember. I know limes are Lisbons. I can't remember what a standard lemon is. I don't know how they grow down here. I planted one about 4 months or so ago, 4 or 5 months ago, and we're going to see in a couple of years what it does. So we just want to put like a half a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. You can use one of those fancy lemon squeezers to put in if you want. Actually, if you ever do a lot of juicing, it works good. In a bar, they work really nice. I hold it up just like this, let it squeeze through my fingers so you can catch any seeds that happen to come up. That way when they do pop up, before you catch them, you can kind of knock them off. Okay? That's enough lemon juice. You don't want to put too much lemon juice because it'll water it down. We don't use all lemon juice because, like I said, the zest has got all the flavor in it. Take a wooden spoon or a heavy metal spoon, flatten the butter out. When you're doing it with the spoon, you're also mashing up that zest a little bit more. Okay, so you're extracting some of that flavor out of it. You got to pull the flavors out. Flavor likes to stay in the food. Flavor's kind of shy, but once it gets out, it's bold. Okay, so then take your whisk scrape the bottom of that spoon off. Very important that you use softened butter. Okay. I don't like using salted butter on anything because how much salt is in the butter? Nobody knows. Okay, except the company who makes it. So anyway, I'm a firm believer in good butter. Also, don't buy the cheapest butter you can buy for your restaurant. It's not very difficult to make, actually. One day I'll try to show you how to do that. Chef Joe has a recipe for cultured Irish style butter. So take our whisk. Keep clearing your whisk off. Once you get it all good and combined, get it all back down into that bowl. Spread a piece of film wrap or parchment paper. I actually prefer using parchment, but I'm using film wrap today just so I can demonstrate to you how to do it. You'll be able to see a little bit better. This is one of the reasons why it's a lot easier with more butter than just a little bit. Try to get all of that butter off. Okay. Take it, put it in here, and just roll it out. We want to make the back of your knife. Don't roll it too much, maybe one layer of film wrap. Get it nice and even. Twist the ends. Twist that end. Get it nice and round again. And go stick it in the fridge.